Putin going to the White House. What do you think he will want out of it?
Well, first of all, I think they've outlined the number of issues they want to discuss. I think Putin, after the summit...
Helsinki.
After the summit, he came out and sort of explained in more detail what he wants out of his relations with Donald Trump. And he said that terrorism linked to nuclear weapons is the most important issue to be dealt with. And I think he's right, because if terrorists get their hands on weapons, just look at the poisoning as well. This might have been terrorists who used this. So I think that is the major issue. For him specifically, the major issue is Ukraine. Now, you must understand something. For Russia, losing Ukraine in a sense as a friend, it's a tragedy, because we have 8 million Russian, ethnic Russians living in Ukraine. So this is a bleeding wound. And for Putin, he has to resolve it, because otherwise his role in history will be very, very sinister.
We see continual denials at the moment from Russia. The denial over Novichok. You know, the US Department of Justice has charged 12 Russian intelligence officers with hacking over the 2016 US elections. You know, there's evidence after evidence that are pointing the fingers at Russia, and yet we're getting continual denials over everything.
Well, first of all, this indictment with these 12 people. Now, basically, you know, the Russians can indict a lot of Americans as well. These are meaningless gestures. You must understand, you have to have proof. You can indict as many people as you want. What they're doing now, they're also playing games. The problem is with America...
Well, one way to address it and maybe come to a conclusion and uncover what proof they think Americans think they have would be for Russia to cooperate.
To take it seriously.
Russia has always cooperated. By the way, this is very strange. Russia, even with this poisoning in Salisbury, they were immediately saying, let us work together at once. But the British side said, no, we suspect you, so that's why we can't work with you. So that is not the issue.
Would be a bit strange. I mean, you wouldn't arrest someone for murder and then cooperate with them, would you? That's what they're arguing, that they're accusing.
Well, they actually should cooperate with the suspect, because if you're investigating somebody, you should at least talk to him or her or them, and so on. I think the problem now we have with America is that there's a lot of politicized intelligence agencies in Washington who are behaving in a very strange way. There's a lot of games played in Congress, because you must understand, there is a power struggle in Washington. And the power struggle spreads outside all the time, and it influences NATO. It influences the crisis in Ukraine. It influences the Middle East. That's why it's very dangerous. And I think these meetings between Putin and Trump are very important for everyone.